Hey, who was that? Go ahead, do it again, do it again.
Hello, lady and gentlemen. I know you guys are used to having a man voice in your ears, but today you'll be having my voice in your ears. I am one of the editors on this channel, and I'll be taking over some of these videos coming forward during this week while you in my channel is experiencing technical difficulties. So my video would be very different from what he does because the video I wanted to do today is just to show you how I make the thumbnails and what else I just do on this channel. So what you see in here on screen is the TikTok channel that we created like a couple of weeks ago. We have made one on Instagram. Feel free to follow and leave likes there too. What's unique between this and the YouTube Shorts is how you get access to YouTube Shorts ahead of time on TikTok. Same as on Instagram, I fairly started, so I didn't post it. I started to post it, but these two right there, those when you get access to those. Today we're just making thumbnails. I'm fixing up the absolutely disgusting Absol thumbnail and making a new one for the gameplay video that the Profane Professor recently posted. You could really tell who did what. But what I want to do today is like fix this Absol thumbnail because it wasn't coming through. That Absol and absolutely was not coming through and didn't look good. Not really readable. I heard that how thumbnail is just a glance. So gotta make it interesting. Kinda looking off, but I don't mind if it looking so plain as it is unrecognizable. So we're gonna do the gameplay one. Where he just fights using the same Absol deck. I use Canva. Not the full pro. I don't have any resources for that. We're doing our broke things. I don't usually use templates, but for some things, when I have a clear idea of what I want to do, I'll use the templates because there are elements and unique things that aren't not particularly available, but too time consuming to put all together at once. Because see some things that are look very same throughout YouTube and some things that are looking very not so same. I decided on the first ones here because I wanted to be very simple and straight to the point. The major fight in that video is two mega Pokemon up against each other. And you see some elements already on this template. I just deleted the ones that were there and still use the color scheme because I trust them. No, I do not have any formal training in terms of graphic design. So I had to make sure. Now my vision was just be versus. But I have like either between the card or between the Pokemon. This in my like putting it there, saving some of these resources and all these folders and where everything goes. Mega Molly, whoa. Hello, that's kinda, is that supposed to be, she does not have a mouth any mega. Oh well. Back to the main thing, we have her from the back and we have her from the front. I prefer the one in the back because this where her mouth is. I specifically chosen that because of that softcore porn situation I just see. Alright, so I decided on these little transparent background looking Pokemon to put in there. And you'd see it done there, but I just want to add a few couple of things to make it more Pokemon TCG like, as opposed to this us being like a random YouTuber who's talking about whether Mega Absol or Absol versus Molly in our actual Pokemon fight because it comes in different forms. So let's just make it very specific in it this being a card game thumbnail. As I'm looking at it as myself being someone who is looking at it. So some of you all might at this point be used to be hearing gameplay. This isn't that. This is just you looking at me use Canva and its tools and basically showing you what I use in each one of them. Canva have different fonts and things. I just pick whatever looks good and don't waste your time. I didn't want to just be one and done, so I tried looking at it with the cards too. Um, just to see and compare, see if the grass is green on the other side. And clearly the grass was not. No point in not trying though. So put Lisa a 10% more effort into the ones with the cards. But the text is so small, I can't read it, and I don't think it's that appealing. I think I would be going with the other one, but I really try to make it with the cards because if I don't show it how it's the card game, then I have to show it in a different way. Which at this point, I wasn't really wanting to think so far ahead. So I went back with this. Let me just finish this off. Let me see these two things. It didn't take too much. I usually fiddle with these features here when you have the option to edit the the item that you submit. You can see like it takes a lot of time because I just choose the one that is most pleasing to the eye to either emphasize what is already there. These aren't original items that I have or made myself to adjust to that. So I can manipulate these textures and features and the lighting that is already present on them to do stuff to make it look different all the time, even though I use the same image all the time for these thumbnails. At this point, I really liked that specific look where it looked like it's a drawing. It was like completely different. And I just wanted to go and do an entirely separate thing with it looking like a drawing instead of just a well shaded Pokemon cartoon drawing. It would have been just the same thing here, but looking different in terms of a different style. And when I do these things and I fiddle around, I get to learn this up a little bit more and what it can and cannot do for the next things. Just the other day, I only recently started to use templates when I didn't even know it was a feature or frames or what they did. So that's why the video I wanted to choose between what I wanted to do and I was more feeling to watch the Pokemon other than these two cards with miniature text on the screen. And if you saw from a previous thumbnail you in the beginning of this video, I wanted to mimic that, but again, I had it in my mind like this is just only a second. So I didn't want to do so much extraness. I needed to fiddle. I didn't know I could do that. I'll do a Who's That Pokemon with that same thing later. So I just wanted to fiddle to find drawings that to make it look like it's the same type of style that the Mega Molly experienced there that I accidentally discovered, and I was excited to accidentally discover it again. And it was only at that point in time I was like, yo, wait nah. I have their names wrong. Good thing I double check. Measure twice and cut once. At that point I was like, I blurred my eyes just to make sure everything looked nice. I had the basis of what I wanted to do already, everything that I wanted on there. That was just aesthetics, aesthetics. I really wanted to put a feather dog. I really wanted to put a feather to make it look more umps, but it was too much. Alright, so going back to the idea that I wanted it to show us a Pokemon card game, I just copy and paste the logo, translucent background. Hopefully it's seen, or at the very least recognized from people who play the game. I'll still fiddle with the photos so that how it could look like it's on the same plane of existence as the rest of these characters there, or pops out a little bit more. I'm not interested in clickbaity stuff, clickbait thumbnails, so I try my best to make sure the viewers know what they're getting. At this point, I just usually just fiddle to see which is the best one. I had to choose between these three, and I chose the one that clearly looks the house clearly the one that I vibe with the most. I also had like the option to choose the background because it was like a red versus blue vibe going on, and I wanted a paler color. And at this point, you could see how you have limitations in this app with the color schemes and things with certain items and elements that they provide for you, but it's where you could find to use and change it. I still wasn't happy at this point with the Mega Absol looking kinda different, but when I sat fiddling along like one more last time to make it look like it's the same as the Mega Molly style, I settled with that, and of course I was tired. So a bit behind the scenes here. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like and click the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.